I'm Father Pullman.
And I'm Father Schumacher. And
we are the Associates.
Well, we're back for another episode of Ask the Associates. And today we have the question, can we love our Blessed Mother too much? Is there a type of excessive devotion? And also, is it sinful not to be close to her and have a Marian minimalism in our devotion to her where her role may be downplayed in various ways?
Mary is often a stumbling block, both for Catholics and non-Catholics with regard to the Christian faith. So these kind of questions are common. I think the best way, and this was taught to me by a priest at the seminary who had a good kind of earthy kind of understanding of it, just kind of plain. And he pointed out that the fundamental reason that any particular title is attributed to Mary is it derives from the fact that she's the mother of God, right? She's Queen of Heaven. Well, why? She's the mother of God, right? And it's appropriate for her to be Queen of Heaven because she's the mother of God. She's immaculately conceived. Why? Why is that appropriate? Why would that happen? Well, God wanted her to be his mother, so he made her perfect from her very conception. She was assumed into heaven. She was given the privilege of not having to wait for the general resurrection before she gets to have her body in heaven. Why? Well, she's the mother of God. She gets that privilege, right? So you can actually, and some of them are a little bit more, far afield, but you can play this exercise in your mind, and it's kind of fun to do. She's the mother of God. She holds a unique role, not just in history, but in the work of salvation. Right? Our salvation was accomplished by means of the incarnation. St. Irenaeus says, what was not assumed is not redeemed, right? God took the human nature into himself so that the whole of human nature would be redeemed. How did he do that? By being born of a woman, and one particular woman, not just woman in general. So Mary has this special role. She's Mother of God, and as Mother of God, she plays the actually necessary, not that God needed her, but in terms of the actual accomplishing of the work of redemption, the necessary role of the incarnation. So, can we love our Blessed Mother too much? No. You can't love your Blessed Mother too much because God loves her with his divine charity and has bestowed upon her privileges above every other human who has lived or ever will live. Can't love the Blessed Mother too much. Is it sinful not to be close to her?
So the answer to this actually would be yes. So if you think about it, the fourth commandment is dedicated to honoring our father and mother, our biological parents. And actually in the moral life, as the virtues are expounded, we even see that this extends to the state insofar as it protects us like our parents do, those who teach us. They have a share in the rearing of children. But then obviously we also are duty bound to offer God, our Father, due worship for who he is. And it was according to the divine economy, as Father had said earlier, that God willed for her to be his mother. And not only that, but at the foot of the cross, said, "Woman, behold your son, son, behold your mother." In the divine economy, he also willed that she is our mother. And so, if it is a sin not to honor your earthly father and mother, if it is a sin not to make that return to God our Father, at least by days of obligation, going to Mass and certain other duties of the Christian life, then certainly there's something sinful about not giving due honor to our Blessed Mother in heaven. This particular form of veneration, where we honor her, is called hyperdulia. The honor that we are duty-bound to give the saints is called dulia. So hyperdulia is that honor which is above all other creatures, not God, but as the greatest of those creations that God has made.
Right. I'd like to point out that this seems to be a problem on the intellectual level. And it's reasonable that someone might have a problem on the intellectual level because, she is only a creature. right? She's not God. She didn't get kind of absorbed into the Trinity, right? And yet, look at the results of Marian devotion down through the ages. You can either think of the great saints, all of whom were devoted to our Blessed Mother, all the way back to the apostles. Or you can look at kind of the ordinary people in your own parish, right? Who are the ones who pray the rosary a lot, or who make sure to light a candle at the Marian shrine after Mass, or who are in other ways devoted to Our Lady? Are they living more Christian lives or less Christian lives? And do those things seem to be kind of a result of their Marian devotion? It seems to me that most people who are, insistent upon praying the rosary frequently, or who make sure to honor Our Lady in various ways, they're generally living good Christian lives. Their Marian devotion, if it were a serious sin, right, if it were taking away from the honor due to God, should be resulting in them committing other kinds of sins or heresy or falling away from the faith. And it doesn't seem to be doing that. So it seems that this is not a moral problem, that, are we supposed to honor Mary? It's an intellectual problem. But the intellectual answer is that God has chosen her to be his mother. That's the answer, right? And that's a mystery. How is that even possible, that God has a mother? And yet the incarnation made it possible. So it is an intellectual difficulty, but it's not a moral difficulty. And if you can kind of accept that, yes, God has a mother, and that's why she's special, that can help to answer a lot of these questions.
I agree. I think here it would be good to make a distinction between what I think is a misidentification as excessive devotion, and what we would say it would be an inaccurate devotion to Our Lady. As Father has pointed out, she's the Mother of God, and that is from all the other dignities are awarded to her from that. So any devotion to Mary that divides her from Jesus Christ is false. She's the Mother of the Church. So any Marian devotion that would lead you away from a reverence of the hierarchy established by Jesus Christ and his church, that'd be false too. So, but that's not due to an excessive love of the Blessed Virgin Mary, but it might come from not actually recognizing her, or certain claims, whether natural, whether just false, illusory, or maybe even demonic. I believe one site in New York, I think it was called Our Lady of the Roses, certainly did this very thing. So we don't want to misidentify our Blessed Mother, but we can't overdo our veneration of her as our Heavenly Mother.
We should probably also explain this little thing here. Why is blue a special color associated with Mary? Does that come from the Bible, Father?
I don't believe it comes from the Bible. We might say that this would be a little conjecture, but starting with something that's more certain. The early iconography of the Blessed Virgin Mary, as well as pictured with her son as well, there's a play on the colors of blue and red. Red representing divinity, blue representing our humanity. And so you would see Christ depicted as wearing inner garments that are red with an outer cloak that is blue, to show that he is a divine person that clothed himself or assumed a human nature. And with his Blessed Mother, it's the other way around. So her inner garments would be blue, with her mantle being red, showing that she is a human person that has in a unique way been clothed with the divinity, much like Revelation shows her as being clothed in the sun. And there's a little conjecture based off of that her being clothed with blue is that vestige of her representing all of humanity in a very special way.
Click the logo right there to subscribe.
Thanks for watching. New episodes come out every Wednesday.